Welcome to the ArmaniTalks YouTube channel, the #1 YouTube channel for you to level up your communication skills, learn the art of public speaking, social skills, and personal branding to take your message to the world. For today's episode, I'm going to be talking about the importance of tonality in the world of communication. So I'm pretty sure you've heard of the phrase, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And I want to ask you a question. Is this statement true? If you were to ask me, I would say, yeah, but it's incomplete. It's not representing the full picture. In reality, if it was representing the full picture, then the phrase would go like, it's what you say and how you say it. Yes, both parts matter, and without one, you become lopsided, and without the other, you become lopsided. That's not how we do it on this channel. This channel talks about balanced communication skills. The what is your message, and the how is your delivery mechanism. The what gives you confidence, and the how allows others to have confidence in you. So that's why you need to be balanced. If you focus more on the how than the what, then this can set you up for failure when you get on the public speaking stage. How? Well, if you get on the public speaking stage and you practiced a lot on how you're going to walk around stage, how you are going to use your hand gestures, how you're going to change your tonality, your face gestures, etc., but you didn't focus as much as you should have on the what, the message, then by the time you get on stage, you'll have the audience's attention for a certain period of time, but after time elapses, your audience is going to be thinking, what's this guy talking about? Is he telling us a story? Is he trying to inform? Is he trying to make us question something? What is the point of his speech? And that's when your entire speech is going to unravel right before your very eyes. That's why it's very important to focus on both, because that's what is going to allow you to become a balanced communicator. But all too often, what happens is we focus a lot on the what. We focus so much on the what that we focus on the message and the words that we're using, and we tend to neglect the how. Well, Armani, if I'm focusing on the what, why should I focus on the how anyways? Who cares what other people think? Brilliant question. And for you to understand the answer, I have to give you an analogy. Imagine if your friend comes up to you and he hands you a hamburger. And this hamburger, it doesn't have a wrapper, it's not in a bag, it's just a raw hamburger that he's handing you. What are you going to think? You're going to think, ew, where the heck did he get this hamburger? And are his hands even clean? Yo, get that away from me. I don't want that. That's disgusting. Now let's flip the scenario. Let's say that he gives you the hamburger, but this time it's in a nice little wrapper. But let's take it a level further. Let's say it's in a McDonald's bag, and this time he hands it to you. What are you going to think this time? You're going to think, wow, my friend is so considerate. He just got me McDonald's and I'm starving. What a good friend I have. Thank you. So what's the difference? In both of the situations, he's handing you a hamburger, but the way that he's handing you a hamburger is completely different. The first situation made you disgusted, while the second situation made you appreciative. How you deliver something is sort of like the remote controller towards someone else's perception. And your message can be great, it can be top tier, but it's the how you're delivering it that's going to amplify that. The tonality is so important because it is an extension of your body language. My tonality is a part of my body language? Yes. Although you can't see it, your tonality is a part of your body language. There's multiple things that influence your body. How do you walk? What's the pace? Do you drag your feet or do you walk with purpose? How's your posture? Do you slouch or do you sit and stand up straight? And finally, how is your tonality? Are you stiff? Are you monotone? Or does your voice sound musical? These are all elements that influence the body language, and the body plays a major role in the world of communication. Why? It's because it appeals to other humans' senses. It appeals to their ears, their sight. They can touch the body if need be, which allows them to process the information much quicker. But it doesn't just stop with humans. It also extends to animals. If you're walking down the street and you see a cat and the stray cat meows at you in a very gentle way, you're going to think that's soothing and you think that the cat likes you, that the cat wants you to pet it. But on the flip side, if the cat hisses in a very sharp tonality, then you'll realize, yo, I gotta keep walking because this cat wants nothing to do with me. That's why it's the same thing in the communication skills world. If your cousin comes up to you and says, yo, cuzzo, I got a question. And in scenario 1, you say, what? Versus scenario 2, where you say, what? The first one is going to terrify them, while the second one is going to allow your cousin to open up and ask you a question. That's why tonality is so important in the communication skills world, is because it appeals to other human senses. Your message can be great, but take it a level above with your tone. Your message is sort of like the product, and your tone is the marketing. Good product without any marketing at all, and others won't even know that you exist. So what are some ways to improve your tonality? Well, there's 3 steps that you can implement starting today. The first step is to become more cognizant of other people's voices. Very often, we hear just the words, we hear just the message, where that's good, but it's incomplete. You need to hear how they're saying something. If you're trying to get better at the guitar, for example, it's much easier to become better at the guitar if you know of a good song that you want to learn how to play. It's the same thing with voices. If you want your voice to become more musical, to have a stronger tonality, then spot out a few people whose tonalities that you admire in conversations, and also find a few people who you don't admire. Sometimes knowing what not to do will lead you towards what you should be doing. So become more cognizant, use your ears. This is going to help you. That's step number 1. 2, this one is tough, by the way. You need to hear your voice. And the reason I say it's tough is because anyone, and I've helped people with their podcast, I've helped people with their YouTube channel. Every single person that I've helped, when they hear their voice for the first time, every single one, by the way, they think, ugh, that's how I sound? Oh my God, I feel so sorry for other people. Why do I sound like this? And typically you're going to be very shocked because the way that you hear your voice right now, where your voice is going like this, it's much different than how you hear it when your voice is going directly into your ears via headphones. And the second one is going to give you a more solid interpretation of how your voice sounds because it's going to eliminate the ego when you're listening to it. And the wave patterns are also different as well, which is why you need to record your voice. Your phone has a recorder, maximize it. It's going to be tough, but each time that you hear your voice, each time it gets easier. I guarantee you, the most famous musician you know, the one that you admire, whose voice you think is so beautiful, I guarantee you, the first time that they heard their voice, they most likely despised it. So that's 2. And the third one is to practice. There's multiple ways that you can practice your voice. You can start a podcast. You can record yourself in your phone and keep listening back to it. Create audio journals. You know how right now you write your journals? Why not speak it and listen back to it? Whatever you do, aim to keep listening to yourself as you are speaking. Even reading a book out loud. Once you've done step 2 a few times, you'll be able to detach yourself from the voice and you'll be able to hear it in a more neutral basis. And reading a book is so powerful because it allows you to adjust as needed. Our past ancestors, when they were first learning how to read, I'm talking about the royal families, they didn't read in silence with their mind. They had a room where they would read out loud. So go back old school, and this will help you out tremendously. So listen to other people's voices more, listen to your own voice, and practice. Overall, your tonality is a huge influence in how other people perceive you. And communication skills, whether you like it or not, is relating towards other people all the time. So perception does matter. Don't let it dictate you, but allow it to be something that allows you to level up, improve your communication skills game by changing how you speak. Focus on the what, focus on the how, and become a balanced speaker. With that being said, I appreciate you for joining the ArmaniTalks YouTube channel. And if you want more practical tips on how to become a more confident speaker, check out the Armani Archives Public Speaking and Storytelling Edition and a few recommended books that I have for the world of speaking in the description box right on below. Thank you for joining the ArmaniTalks YouTube channel, and I'll catch you on the next episode.